Shut up.
What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live. I am Chris Page, and I'm being joined by the sexiest man in the Netherlands. He's just a sexy goth.
Sexy Gawd.
Don't ever do that again. Jesus Christ.
No,
I
wasn't
don't
prepared
see. I
for
knew.
it.
I knew we stopped doing that for a reason, and it just hit me as to why.
That wasn't the reason. You just created too big of a monster that I had to downgrade myself to another monster.
What are you doing, man? You doing all right?
I'm doing great. I had a little nap. I was like excited for this conversation.
So
and I
excited your
just
voice
thought-
cracked. That was great.
Yeah. Test 1 2. Okay, but I was excited for one, and I just told you I had to be there. So here I am.
You did. You totally invited yourself onto this one. You're like, I'm there. And I said, okay, I be here, buddy. I'm here for it. Listen, you're right. We've got a great show coming up for you guys here in just a few minutes. If you're logging in and joining us all up across X, YouTube, or Twitch, I'll get it right, guys. I promise. Welcome. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in our chat. We'll get them worked in as we go. Goth, man, we're knocking on the door. It's officially Tuesday, which means we're about 3 to 4 days away. Chapter 5. It is going down in Orlando, Florida, and it is in collaboration with One Division Pro as well as ourselves as we present Chapter 5 Victory. And boy, howdy, do we not have a big main event on tap for our side of the equation here. Dallas Dash defending the CCP Podcasting Heavyweight Championship for the first time since winning the title at Chapter 4. Out of the frying pan, into the fire. Got some sharpshooters on tap. We've got the good guy, JDX, is going to be in the house from the National Wrestling Alliance. He's big. He's strong. He is a former national champion and television's champion. He's Mims. And from Fight Pro Wrestling and Super Crazy Pro Wrestling, a guy that we've been watching for the last several years and someone that's been on my radar of people you should be watching since the day he crossed our screens. I'm talking about Samael Fawzi. Going to be in the house for a fatal four-way. And Goth, man, we've been talking about this one for weeks and weeks and weeks as it's getting closer and closer and closer. How are you feeling? Anything changed? What's going on?
No, I've not changed. I have changed. I'm still on the Dallas Dash bandwagon. That's for sure. But I just thought when you mentioned champion Dallas Dash, I mean, every time I hear it, I start more and more believing him, and it's crazy to see that he's representing our championship and he's representing our company. Promotion, whatever you want to call it. We're just collaborating, but I'm excited for this one. Free qualified challengers to take him on, and just showcase what he's what they're all about, and what he's all about. So, I'm looking forward to this one, and we got a couple of more matches that are also equally excited. So.
Absolutely, guys. It's you talk about it, Goth, that we did have a card change again. You know, and they say of the world of professional wrestling over the last several hours, card is indeed subject to change. Anthony Zalea will not be able to make it out. But what happens when something like this goes down, Goth? You know my stance. It's so you got to make a replacement. You got to do something equal to or greater than. And in this case, I believe you're going to be a happy camper. It will indeed be the Pump Line. They are going to be in the house. They are going to take on Javi Baja. He's been seen through Primal Pro Wrestling. He's been seen over at the Crash Lucha Libre out of Mexico, as well as AAA guys. Buddy's teaming with J2 Mattioli. It is going down in Castleberry, Florida. It's a Primal Pro Wrestling Showcase Tag Team match. And if you guys haven't seen anything from Primal Pro, I encourage you to go and check them out and be in the house for this one on Saturday, because they are going to show up and show the fuck out. I'm not kidding you. Also, Goth, on our side of the equation, number one contenders Battle Royal is on deck. I've announced 9 or 10 of the participants. I'm looking for 15. And I think we've got a couple more that are going to be coming in and hanging out and trying to secure their spot as the number one contender. Not only that, One Division Pros in the house. They've got a number one contenders match on tap, as well as Roachy Roach and Phineas Sun ending the story. It started at Chapter 3, Good Vibrations in Southern California. They're coming back. They're going to be in the house on Saturday. Your tickets for all of this is at ccppodcasting.com. Go under the store tab. Get your tickets today. be in the house on Saturday. It is going to be a hell of an afternoon and evening of professional wrestling. Bell time 6:30. Doors are going to be at 6 o'clock, guys. Be on hand and experience this. I'm telling you, it's going to be a fun time. Before we get too deep into the party, Violence Achieved over on Instagram is in the house. We've got Shannon, we've got King Spike, we got Rachie, she's here, and so much more loading in as we're getting ready to bring in our guest. And our guest is very familiar to the platform, guys. Let me tell you, I've enjoyed just being able to get to learn and get to know more about Destin since we hung out initially on Beyond the Bell. Came across him through the House of Champions, and fun fact, he'll be in the house on Saturday, sitting alongside me doing some commentary. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Beyond the Bell Live, the future, and that future is now. Ladies and gentlemen, Destin, welcome back to Beyond the Bell Live, sir. How are you, my man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. Thank you all for having me back again.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then you get goth this time. You never know. Like I say, our co-host is like a Forrest Gump and a box of chocolates. You don't ever know what you're gonna get. Goth, say hello to Destin, and we'll get started with our conversation.
Well, welcome here to our chat, to our platform, and I'm looking forward to see what has been happening since the last time you had a conversation with Chris, and now you get me as a bonus, so I'm looking forward to it. And Violence Achieved, behave.
No, very nice to meet you, Goth, and hopefully Violence Achieved behaves. Knowing him, I don't know.
I doubt it.
Well, once an anus, always an anus is what I say. Starry Space, welcome to the show. Destin, so again, I think the first time we had you in, we weren't necessarily doing the conversations live. I think it was pre-taped, but now we've got you back in the saddle, and there's a lot that has gone on in your world since your first appearance here. Obviously, through the House of Champions is how we came across you. We started making trips down there and continue to make trips down there for as many shows as we can make. I know that the HOC is near and dear to you, and I figure the best place to start this conversation is probably going to be Legacy of Champions, because when I think about everything that we've discussed and that we've talked about, with the HOC and with the establishment, that just seems to be the good starting point. I can still not get over the fact that that's over 340 people sold out that theater to come and see you guys perform, and it was the first show outside of the HOC. You had a really good program with KC Rocker that ended in a Falls Count Anywhere kind of situation, and tables were involved, and a lot of craziness ensued. Yeah. Let's talk about KC Rocker. Let's talk about that program, and let's talk really about Legacy, because I haven't gotten your take on just how special that night was to you as a student of the HOC, being there at ground one, level before shows are even a thing, and you guys get this massive opportunity. Let's chat. What you got?
Well, Legacy of Champions, the show itself, like, for those of you who don't know the HOC, Legacy is like the WrestleMania of the Hawk. Like, that is the biggest show that we throw all year. So just being on the card itself, I was already happy. But all of 2025, it was me versus KC Rocker. I mean, when I started training at the Hawk, it was a couple months after they opened, and it was like me and KC were like stuck together since day one. But over the year, ego, pride, all those things start getting in his head, and it was back and forth on and off. But finally, December came, Falls Count Anywhere. We were put a pin in the story once and for all, and just being able to do a Falls Count Anywhere in the Full Sail, like, I didn't think about it until I walked out from my entrance and I saw everyone there, and we were like walking through the audience and everything. The first Hawk show, there was like, I don't know what number to throw out, but I will say not a lot of people. I will only say there was not a good amount. And to see that grow into a Full Sail, sold out show for what we have built, that is just beautiful. And to be able to have a Falls Count Anywhere where I'm literally fighting through the people, and as I'm getting punched, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, all these people came here to see us. Like, it's wild what the Hawk has built, and I am so proud to just be a part of that. And for the end of the story, WrestleMania of our company, Falls Count Anywhere, it all just flowed together perfectly. And I got the win. So, hey, you can't complain.
So it was, I think that was history. actually on several fronts. Number one, running a show outside of the HOC. It's a big deal.
Yep.
Big deal.
Mm.
And also, I think it was the first Falls Count Anywhere match. I could be wrong. I totally could be, but it's the first one that I could remember seeing.
At the HOC, I don't think anyone did a Falls Count Anywhere before me. No. So I think that is accurate.
I'm just saying.
I'm 99.99% sure.
We'll say that it is until Coach K corrects me. Coach K corrects me, then we'll say no.
Those numbers.
I do want to tell you this about Legacy, man. So for me, you understand that a lot of other guys don't. In order for me to get to the HOC, it is about a 4-hour round trip. So I remember on my side of the equation for Legacy, I had every intentions of like leaving work at 2:00 and getting down there early. Did not happen. I got down there, I'm talking skin's teeth before the opening match, and hung out and had an absolute blast. And I had asked Renee prior to, I was, you mind if I bring a camera and just kind of get some moments. And I was sitting right there on the aisle coming out, and I got every one of you guys as you were on the way to the ring. And something that I looked at with the footage after the fact is I had really good facial shots of you guys, and I could tell just in you guys' eyes, not just you, as everybody that was on the show, how special this was and how much it meant to you guys that there were this many people that showed up to see you. And this is where I always come back to and say, this is a student show. This is predominantly students, and to put that many people in that building was fantastic. And getting the opportunity to see you guys rock out is the probably the term. And seeing the table spot, I cringed. I was like, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself.
It was, I will admit, the table spot was very scary, only for the reason that the table was set up, and then I gave Casey a stomp. He laid on the table. I climbed up the rope, and as I'm climbing, the legs where, if Casey's laying, his head's right here, and his feet are here, the legs here gave out. So now the table's slanted like this.
Oh.
And I'm standing on the rope, and I'm thinking in my head, I can either jump and pray I don't hurt myself, or I can get down and make the whole spot look bad. So I literally just took a deep breath, climbed up to the top, and just jumped anyways. And the spot still played out perfect. Like, it still looked right. But, like, just the table giving out, that was, like, an extra level of fear I didn't even expect. that just kind of got thrown on me. But it all played out perfect. Like, it was fun. I will say not going through a table, putting someone through a table is very fun. that part, I enjoyed it a lot.
The ladder is always fun. The first piece of that, not so much. We can ask Matthew Anus how he feels about it, because I think he felt one courtesy of GMJ not too long ago. It's fantastic. You know what else made Legacy great for me is that Ennis lost the championship. I loved it. I love that so much. Fact that I got to be in the building, and brother didn't even make it to the end of the match. Like, he's so terrible. Like, he couldn't even get his skill set to get him to the final piece of that match. The only thing that the Legacy match was missing, in my opinion, was Destin. I think Destin needed to be there. I love the match with Rocker, and I think, though, to be fair, I think your time's coming. I think your time for the Legacy matches is probably sooner rather than later. But it was a fantastic show, and I was so proud of you guys. I think I had an opportunity to I didn't take up a lot of time with people because, again, I had to be back in Gainesville and at work the next day. But I did get a chance to talk to some of the guys after the show and just tell them how proud of them I was. Like, just really and truly, when you see this kind of stuff that goes on with you guys, and, you know, what a lot of people don't get is, again, it's sacrifices that have to be made. There's a lot of stuff that goes on the backside that nobody will ever get to see, but to see you guys get that moment and have that opportunity and make the most of it, really, and make the most of it. I go to that Legacy's Battle Royal match with all the new kids that were debuting at that point in time.
I want to clarify before we even start talking about it. I am 99% sure, like, majority of that match, they just started, like, within 6 to 9 months before that. Like they were not there January of that year. And just the work that each of the like Gage, Danny, Hunter, Brenton, Brendan, like I can name so many people who have started and just completely skyrocketed. Like watching that match back, I was just so proud of every single person in there, like genuinely.
I was too. And to again, to be fair, I love the finish. I love Cheyenne stomping on Gage's big toe. I thought that was fucking great. I really did. And I had Gage on the show after that, and he was complaining about it. He was like, "Yeah, he cheated." I was like, "No, he didn't. You just didn't wear boots. How's that his fault? That's not."
He's just barefoot.
See, that's just it. Like these are moments, and these are moments that are getting to be made. And something that I will always say about the HOC, and still do say about the HOC, is they're really, really good about making moments matter for you guys, and to do stuff like that. They didn't have to get a building outside of the Hawk. They didn't have to do that. They chose to do that, and you guys went out and killed it and crushed it. And I do know, I have it on good authority that that Legacy will be outside of the HOC again, and I can't wait for that to get here. Only because if last one was that good, I can't wait to see what happens with the next one. Goth, let me come around to you before I move forward about Legacy. What do you have? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, I watched Legacy back with Chris on the live stream that we did, and we enjoyed every single moment of it. There were some spots that Chris already mentioned. I mean, Ennis losing the title is always great.
Oh, it's fantastic! Literally, it made my night. It made the 4-hour trip.
Yeah. I also, one thing that Chris hasn't mentioned that I really loved is one of the spots that came out was Georgiana. That was great. During the ladies battle royal.
With Georgiana, it's really funny because for all the kids camp shows, like when we do the kids camps at the Hawks, there's usually majority males versus females. So we always try to think for the shows, what can we do for the females that would like be special to them? Because there's not as many. So Georgiana became a thing, and now it's like every single show they're like, we want Georgie. Like the kids scream for Georgiana. like it's like I think Georgiana is like on level, maybe slightly above over when it comes to GMJ. Like literally Georgiana is gonna get booked everywhere.
Georgiana was strutting ass out to that ring too, man. Let me tell you, they were there for it. I had no idea. I did talk to GMJ after the fact, and I had no clue. But when I mean after the fact, I mean literally after that match. I ran into him in the lobby, and I was like, "Dude, what was it?" He was like, "I said I didn't know. You should have told me." And he was like, "No, nobody knew." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well." And something about that too. After talking to Keikoa, originally I know that Alyssa was pitching for Georgiana to be the one to eliminate her, and Coach K vetoed it and said, "No, you eliminate Georgiana." Did you hear the heat that she got when Georgiana went over that top rope and out to the floor, dude? They were wanting to hate her and just crush her for that. But it was so fantastic. The storytelling is really top notch, and it's really good stuff the whole way around. Like I don't know how else to explain it other than just watch it, guys. Yeah, you can find them at the HOC Pro on YouTube.
You have to watch it.
Something about the Hawk that I love is that every single film study that I've been to, or like whenever I hear Kay talking about match structure itself, it's always he brings up moments. It's always moments over moves. Like something that the Hawk stresses so much is getting our moments. And like I realized watching the last show that like you don't need to do all the crazy stuff if you just have the right moments put in the right spots. Like literally the stuff that we'll do. I had Samuel Kinkado come out and literally save me in a match. Like that was the biggest part of the match. And I'm just thinking about it in my head as I'm laying there selling. I'm like, this is wrestling. This is like it's the moment. It's the moments that sell. Like literally.
So,
Like, no,
I mean,
it's all Tetoa stressing moments. Like honestly.
It's crazy how stuff like that can happen, you know. Like, I mean, I'm not so sure if you obviously you're following online. You know, Sam Kincaid's trying to get into our battle royal, and he's basically trying to throw his parents' money at us, and I'm just like, bro, like, no,
he throws his parents' money at everyone.
It's not how this works. But I did say, you know, if Samael Kinkado was available, that guy's over like Rover. I will be more than happy to put him out there and bring him in because, you know, he's a draw. Whereas Kincaid is, you know, it's Kincaid.
Yeah. As long as the announcer with him, then it's okay with me.
Yeah, nah, Kinkado is way over. Like
there was another moment that went down at Legacy that I've only had an opportunity to talk about once or twice, and never did it involve someone who was actually physically involved in it. And of course, you know, I'm talking about the infamous, and it doesn't get bigger than this. I'm telling you, 100% it was the moment of the show. Helping Slade reunite with Slothy. It was you and Kuda that found Slothy hanging in the CCTV.
Street Gawd had him tied up in like some boiler room.
What's that now?
I said Street Gawd had him tied up in some boiler room. I don't know what Street Gawd was planning, but we got Slothy saved. So at the end of the day, that's what matters.
It was. Hey, you want to talk about that's wrestling or this is wrestling? A dude in a sloth costume got a massive, massive ovation. I mean, his fingers 100%. Were showing, y'all, and he still got a pop. But it was great.
Hey.
It was one of those ones.
Once the build up.
You got to be a part of that though. So like, you know, did you expect for that crowd to go that insane when you and Kuda come out with Slothy? Now, come on.
Did I expect a pop?
Did you expect it that loud? Like we all expected the pop, but did you expect it to be that loud?
No, not at all. No, I did not expect that at all. Like I might have almost dropped Slothy on accident, maybe slightly, but no, the pop that we got, like, it's funny because I remember talking to Kuda. I don't think it was directly after, but I remember at some point I was talking to Kuda about it, and I was like, "That's gonna be the biggest pop we get around here." like saving Slothy. It's gonna be the biggest pop that we get. Like, no, that is just a perfect example of just months of story being built up, finally just being wrapped the perfect way. like the perfect end to a story. Just that right there, honestly. Saving Slothy at Legacy. Like, couldn't get any better than that.
And it was the starting point of what would obviously, you know, transfer into Street Gawd versus Destin. And let's talk a little bit about that and talk about what just went down here within the last several weeks, you know, the last HOC show. You did have that match, and you did touch on it. We did have a luchador, an international star, guys, show up and help you out there. But in the interim to this too, like, I mean, we'll touch on this. You had your appendix. You had an appendix issue that took you out for a couple of minutes. And, you know, on our side of the equation, actually, let's backtrack. Because we had you at chapter 1. We'll talk a little bit. I'm trying to keep it as much in succession as I can. Like we had chapter 1 a little prior before, or maybe it was after Legacy. I don't know. I know it was in November.
No, chapter 1 was in November.
We had you set up for that. Yeah, I just know it was in November. We had you set up for that. We had a tag team match on tap. It was supposed to be you and Mo versus Lemuria. Lemuria obviously couldn't make it. There were some issues, some timing issues. Is what it is, but. And yes, while we're doing something with that on the backside, what I do want to touch on is like what a lot of people don't know is we found out about this 13, 14 minutes before Destin and Mo had to hit the ring. When I just, at this point, I made the decision, here's what we're going to do. Like, I walked back to the dressing room and said, you guys go at a singles, do what, you know, what do you want? What is that? I said, listen, this late in the ball game, whatever you can put on the table, just put it on the table and go out there and do it. I said, here's a good finish that'll pop the channels, an inside cradle, because I call it the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling. It's killed more men than polio. It has put more people down than the Stone Cold Stunner. It is the finishing move. But
Yep.
you like this is where I even told you guys after the show, like it may not be that big of a deal to you guys, but it's a pretty big deal to me because I've got a lot riding on what we're doing on the live event side of the equation, as a lot of you guys are well aware, and you kind of know what the bigger plan is and what I'm trying to do. So for you and Mo to be able to put something together in a matter of minutes before you got to hit the ring was really a big deal. And you were able to pull that off with him. And I think a piece of why that worked so well is because you guys came out of the HOC. You had been training together. You've worked together. You had chemistry together. And I think that's where I knew that, like, I was like, all right, I kind of realized that we were going to be good regardless because of that. That in my head is where I'm at. Oh, this should be fine. And you guys did go out and you put an impromptu match together and you got it done in the ring at Chapter 1. So I do want to thank you and Mo for that. And I know I just want to know this because I don't know. Did Mo give you what I gave him to give you at Chapter 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Mo is a baby face. Yes, he did. He did. Yes.
Good
okay,
brother.
No.
Good
yes.
brother.
But that whole I had to think about it for a second, but I was like, yes. yes. That whole match though, honestly, Mo, I have trained with Mo since we both practically started at the same time. So we have started at the bottom together and we have grown together. Like Mo is a brother to me. So we were expecting to do a tag match together, but it wasn't too hard putting a match together with him. Like there's no heat or there's no hate against him, but I can go wrestle my brother. I don't got no problem with that. So it was honestly fun. And it was one of those moments where I kind of sat back and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a real wrestler now. Cause now I just got to think on the fly in the moment. like it's no longer like just me doing practices now. Like that was when I kind of sat back and I was like, no, I'm a wrestler. like that was one of the moments where it clicked for me when I had to impromptu singles match.
Do you remember my only criticism that I gave you?
Not off the top of my head. Remind me.
I will tell you right now. I have no problems in that. And it wasn't anything major. It was, I didn't get a twisted destiny.
yes, I do. Yes, I do remember that. And I remember the next show I tried to go for it and I almost took out your cameraman.
You did, and it was great. It was hilarious.
I took out the cameraman.
Goth, let me come around to you because we'll talk Chapter 1 and then we'll kind of get into Chapter 2 and moving forward because there's a lot that I do want to cover with you, but I also want to kind of keep it in as much succession as possible. So I apologize, guys, if we bounce around. Go ahead, Goth.
What I remember from Chapter 1 is everybody else besides Chris was watching it through the chat, and I want to thank Gage again because he guided us through the show because we weren't watching the show itself. We were listening to Gage, and when it was announced that you were facing Mo, I was like, wait, what? Because we didn't know the tag team match didn't go.
Yeah.
And, the way Gage explained it, and later on when we got to watch the edited, first we had the hardcam show, and then later on the edited show, I believe. We watched it, and I have to say that match was one of the standout matches, and there were a lot of great matches, a lot of stories told, but the fact that you two were wrestling against each other for like 10, 30 minutes, I don't know how long it was exactly, it made me appreciate wrestling so much more because I could tell that there was something special between the two of you. And back then I wasn't too much aware of what the history was between you two. And
there was none.
Really
that was it.
No,
that was me and Mo's first singles match.
No, but prior to be part of the HOC, the training and stuff like that, that's what I meant. And I was so happy to see just a great match. And I was wondering what was the part of you that you think that was the most exciting part of that match that you were doing with Mo?
The most exciting part of the match, honestly, I'm trying to think, because honestly, I never thought about that question in my head to myself. But I would probably say the most exciting part is the parts we didn't plan, because when we were backstage, we kind of just called like basic spots, and then we were just like, we're just gonna fill in the blanks. So like while we were out there, we were kind of just going with the flow, and like that was one of the first times where I went out there and didn't know what I was gonna do and just went with the flow and enjoyed it. So I'd say just the improv of it all. Like that was my favorite part of it. Like not knowing what to expect, but still just going with the flow, and we ended up putting on a good match. So and I
Oh yeah,
appreciate the
I really enjoyed it, and I know that Chris always says, "Go out, have fun, but keep it safe."
yeah.
And I still see that there are so many different opportunities to do a match where you not go all out, do not all the crazy stunts that you normally do, and still entertain the crowd. So that I want to thank you for that, because I was really entertained, and I could tell from the audience that were there, they were also very entertained by that match between you and Mo.
Sir, thank you so much. That means a lot. Seriously.
There was a lot of
You're welcome.
confusion for that one when the music hits.
Yeah.
I was watching the
There
crowd
was.
and I was like, man, because they didn't know. There's no time at this point. Like, keep in mind too, this is the first live event I've ever ran, and I know I did not do a great job. So like I've learned a little bit here, and I've picked the brains of a lot of different people since then to kind of figure this thing out, because there's no roadmap for this. You know, nobody. No, I don't expect for people to understand why we do this. I don't. I just expect for those that do understand and get it to jump on and make this thing happen, because I do feel like we're on the cusp of doing something different. It's never about money to me, and it should be. We've lost a lot of money on our live events, but what I take is like the gratification is something we talked about it right before we came on the air, and I've talked about it several times on the air. Off of chapter 4, there were six guys that with several different companies that we've put in touch because they want to work with you. You know what I mean? So like that is worth it to me. That is the payoff. Is showing that the platform, which has always been based on people you should be watching, because there's so many talented guys and girls out there that don't get recognition, don't get opportunities, or maybe they just haven't been seen by the right people. Over the course of the last 3 years, our relationships have only gotten deeper, and we've only gotten more and more and more. It's like Coach K when somebody signs up at the HOC. More. That's what happens, and that's what's happening now. Is we have really good opportunities now, and we do have some people that are watching. Not that they're not already, but it's more of a those that aren't, and they do.
Yeah.
And then it's, oh, this door opened, and this door opened, and this door opened, and it's for you guys, because you guys are the ones that need to be seen. These are facts. This is the ultimate, and we are definitely doing something right. And at the end of the day, if I have to lose money to make that happen, I'm okay with that sacrifice. I'm good with that, because I do know that at the end of the day, you guys aren't going to forget this. You guys are going to be like, in a world full of fake, that one's a real one. And that's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I care about. That's all I care about at the end of the day. We had you at chapter 1. Like I said, that was improv'd, and it was done really well. Chapter 2 was in January. And did we have you at chapter 2?
I don't remember if that's where I fought Baracco or not. I know.
Yes, it is. That's where you fought Baracco. Yes. And now, see, we've been to Southern California since then. We've done a lot of stuff, other stuff since then.
It's all over the place.
This was a qualifying match. That's right. We ran it back as a qualifying match, and you did get in there with Baracco. I loved the finished product that we got there. When we talked before the match, I knew that you guys were going to have a good match. Again, it's just like the chemistry factor. It's just there, and knowing how well you guys are trained at the HOC. It's like we can put you in there with anybody from the HOC, and y'all are gonna deliver, and that is so beautiful to me, because there's so many different possibilities that can happen. And with chapter 2 going down, we had you back. Obviously, you've connected with the audience, and I could tell that you had fun with the match. Chat a little bit about working with Baracco, because what I love about this is what I got at chapter 4. and that was you in the crowd. I hate you, Baracco. I hate you. And just it was perfect. It was perfect. I hate you back.
Yeah.
It's just great stuff. So let's chat a little bit about Baracco.
Yeah, well, wrestling Baracco in itself, I mean, I am a 5'8", 150-pound 17-year-old, almost 18. So, like, getting in there with a guy as big as Baracco, it's always going to be scary. But honestly, I feel like I was doing good at first. I let him get a hold of me. When you fight someone like Baracco, the number one rule is don't let them get a hold of you. And obviously, I did not come out with the win. And it happens, but I feel that I take that as a learning experience because I'm going to be in there with bigger people from time to time. It's going to happen. I'm not near the big size yet. So I'm always going to be one of the small ones. So getting in there with Baracco and losing, I feel like that even helps me more than winning because now I see where I made my mistakes. I see where I messed up. I see where I could have slipped under. I see where I could have avoided him. And now, next time, when I'm cleared, when I'm 100%, and when I'm face-to-face with Baracco, I can promise it's not going to end the same way. Just know that.
I love that confidence, 100%. Chapter 3, we were obviously in Southern California, had a great time out there, and that again, why we do this. This is just something so I can put it out there. That was where the switch flipped for Dallas Dash, and for a dude who just came across our platform because he wanted to do an interview, a conversation, and it led to us booking him in November. And then I've heard his story, and I feel like we could help. And just by him going out to Southern California and meeting the Divines at a Millennium Pro and J2 at a Primal, and just being able to learn from these different minds that are out there right there on the spot, his switch flipped. And it was exactly what we needed to do. And like I told Orion Odyssey's commissioner at Primal the other day, I was like, the moment we got in the car in San Diego and we shut the door, and the first thing out of his mouth on a 3.5-hour ride back to LA was, I get it. That's all I had to hear. Who's next? That's the mentality that I have and that we have here. Who's next? Who's next? Can we shift through this and build that confidence and make them know that they're ready? Chapter 4, we were gonna run it back with Lemuria and finally make it happen, but injuries struck, and that is
me and Mo. Me and Mo.
Both of you.
Wow.
Like double whammy here.
Yeah,
but
it's
what I appreciate about that, and this is something, and then Goth will come around to you so you can talk a little bit about what we've just discussed, and then we'll move into more of the HFC and into the establishment, because I want to talk a little bit about that too as well. We had I just hit you guys up, and I was just like, man, do you guys want to just come and let's shoot something, let's figure something out, it's if you're available, and both of you were, and thankfully both came in, and we got a chance to just do something and shoot something. And I want to point this out for anyone out there. The show is available. It's over on our YouTube platform at CCP Podcasting under Live Events playlist. I want you to go back, if you have not, Destin, and listen to the ovation when your music hit and you came out and you were like, oh, wait, hold on. And you tapped your ear, Mo's music hit. That crowd went ape shit. They didn't know it was coming. Like, you guys were sitting back in in the little production area, kind of off camera. People knew you were there, but they had no idea that you guys were even going to make a kind of an appearance, if you will, like that. Yeah. So it was kind of cool to get that footage shot and got that done, and we were able to make that happen. And at some point in time, I don't know when, but this damn match is going to fucking happen. It's
going to happen. It has to happen.
It has
100%.
This is the only cursed match on the indies that I know about that we have tried to do twice. and twice something has happened. Something with Lemuria on one, something with you guys on the other. No situation between the two could really have been controlled. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it is what it is. Rachy, dream team, Destin and Mo. Yes, we're trying. We are trying.
We're trying.
Because
we after the first time we tagged together, we had the name Fire and Ice, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna be set. And after that, nothing. Nothing happened.
I'm trying to get tag titles introduced, and I need to build teams for that to happen. So I need for you
Wait
guys.
till we're cleared, brother. We got you.
I need for you guys to get cleared and stay cleared because
Yes, 100%.
it's a big piece of it. So
yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize for my appendix.
Yeah, no, it's not like you could help that either. So, and I've not been through that, although my husband had, and it was the scariest time of my life. Let me tell you. We were living in Atlanta, and his kind of like a little pinhole just happened in his, and one day there's 103-degree fever, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm on my way. We're going to the hospital. We go to the hospital. They tell them that obviously it's ruptured or whatever. They have the surgery, takes it out. It gets infected. So like 3 days later, we're back in the hospital for like 7 days. And it was just ridiculous. So I know how scary some of that can be. And thankfully, yours got taken care of. It was handled. And you were back for a second, and then injuries are they just happen. You don't ever know when and where, and they're unfortunate. But Goth, before we go further, because I want to go back to the HSC, what do you want to touch on with what we've seen on our live events with Destin so far?
What I liked about 2 matches that you were doing, first one was an improv, of course. But then again, I always know that when you do something on the fly, it can create magic because nobody expects it. I loved the match with you and Baraka because it's typically classic. A big guy, small guy, power versus speed. Dynamics, if done right, it can create magic. And I just need to see, like Chris said, we need to see that tag team match. I would love to see that too, but I really would love to see you again with Barako inside that ring. So when that happens on CCP Podcasting, Chris, remind me that I want to sponsor that match because I need to see that one. But I want to ask you, what is of all the experience that you have had with the chapters that we have done so far that you were part of, what was the biggest moment that you had that stood out the most for you? Was it the improv match? Was it the Barako match? Or what Chris just mentioned, that you came out when nobody was expecting it? What stood out the most from you, and what stuck with you in the back of the head?
Yeah, I'd say honestly, what stuck out to me the most was the reaction after the impromptu match. Like afterwards, because I'm gonna be so honest, in my head, I thought I just like pooped the bucket. Like because I'm always hard on myself after matches. So like I was in my head, I was like, we just sold that so bad. I thought, and then I walked through the back, and they're like, no, you did good. Like everyone was like, no, for like an impromptu on the fly match, that was great. So like just the fact that I was hard on myself, but everyone else was telling me like, no, you did good. Like that kind of stuck out to me. And that was always like in my head on how I'm hard on myself, but sometimes I don't gotta be.
Let me tell you this.
I did like,
let me tell you this.
Play it off.
So you talk about that and you're being hard on yourself. Let's just be fair. And again, this is just me. You didn't have, maybe 13 minutes, maybe, to put something together. So it's not like, let's be fair. It's not like we're at the building at 3:30. We've met with everybody by 4:00, and you're putting a plan together. You don't have hours. You have minutes. So there's a big difference there. And what made the match, and why I think everyone said it was so good, is from my perspective, and again, just me. when I'm watching that, I was by the curtain, kind of on the far side, so the hard camera couldn't see me, and I was just kind of watching it and just seeing it unfold and watching it play out. I couldn't tell that it was whipped together in 10-ish minutes. Like, this is real talk. So, while I also understand the backside of that, because we are our own worst critic, I was my own worst critic when I was in the ring. I would watch my matches back, and this was back in VHS days, so it is what it is. But if I would critique myself, and I could have done that better. I didn't sell right here. Oh, what am I doing? Well, I get it. I understand. But in that kind of situation, you put something together with Mo on the fly, made it happen, and it looked good. It came out looking good. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Now, if you had hours to prep and you shit the bed, then by all means, beat yourself up all day, every day. You know better.
Yeah.
So I do say that, like, chapter 5 is coming up. It's obviously coming up this weekend. We've got you on comms for this show. It's not going to be a live stream show. What I may do is actually do what we did at chapter 1. And trust me when I say this, it's not because I don't want to live stream the show. However, I have other people to please as well. So what we may do is like we did at chapter 1, where I do have a camera on you, and it's live to our audience, and they're watching you call the show. Like, I'll be there with you, and I'll be there calling it with you. But obviously, I've got some stuff that I'll have to bounce up and down on and go back and forth on. But we may do something like that, or I may not. I may just put a camera on you and not live stream it and just record it and go that way, because I have to produce it after the fact. But you will be on comms. Fun fact: he was a surprise entrant to our Rumble until the injury took place. It was going to be like a day of advertisement too. By the way, like, I was going to do that the day of. It was going to be a surprise entrant. But he will be there in the house, lending his voice, if you will. And what I appreciate about this is something that no one else will see, but I will make known. When I announced that we were going to do commentary, guys, I have a group chat with obviously all the guys, and everyone who's a part of the show is in this chat. And I didn't even have to say anything. Destin put it in the chat, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour after the post went out. Hey, guys, I'm going to be doing comms with Chris. Please let me know any information, because I want to make sure I make you guys look as good as possible. This was within an hour of that post going out, and I truly appreciate that, because I don't know if you've done commentary before. I don't know. I'm not the best commentator. I just go out there and preach what I preach, and that is putting over, where did you come from? Who are you? What school are you representing? Are you representing another company? Like, I want to put over all of this stuff, because I want everybody to understand that you can see this guy over here. You can see them here. You can see them here. It's how we make all this work. But being on commentary, I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful that you're going to come in and do it. Are you excited? Like, have you done commentary before?
Full honesty, I've never done commentary except for like one kid show. so I've done kids camp commentary, but what Kakoa always stresses to us is that, like, if you have a commentator on the show, they're there to make sure that you look good. Tell them what you want them to, like, put over, because that's how the audience at home can connect with you I got my words mixed up. That's how the audience at home can connect with you, other than just you in ring. From the commentators putting you over. I'm trying to talk too fast, so I think I'm messing up my words. But the commentators putting you over can help you get over more than just what you do in ring. So I always make sure to, like, go up to commentary and be like, hey, I'm Destin, start talking about my character. If the match has a story, try to tell them the story of the match. Certain things that I would, like, want commentary to put over. Like, I try to make sure I get that to them, because that's most important for people watching at home. I don't want to go to the show and then be like, and this guy, he's a wrestler. And yeah, like, I want to make sure I know the people, and, like, I want to make sure I give everyone the right justice at commentary. I don't want to just be like, and yeah, this guy, he's a cool dude from somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. Like, I want to know. So I made sure to just tell people, hey, please reach out to me. I want to put you over.
Yeah.
Please. I'm trying.
Hopefully they have.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I know Jay Haru responded. He's like, I
Couple-
got you.
actually, a
Like,
couple of them.
Haru's
Huh?
fucking great. Yes.
Yeah.
Haru's a great dude, man. He's fantastic.
I got my notes inside my phone. There's a couple of names in there.
Yes, sir. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Well, we have, you know, obviously going back to House of Champions, where Legacy ended, Street Gawd comes into play. You guys do have this match. We touched on it earlier. You know, for being released and then getting to come back and kind of circle around with Street Gawd, and then obviously Samael Kinkado makes this appearance, and lo and behold, crowd goes ballistic. Like,
Crazy.
you know, Nacho Libre was in town or something. I don't know, but it was insane. Let's chat about your return to the HOC in the ring and getting to work with Street Gawd and obviously the fallout of
Legacy. So basically, the whole idea to that was me and Kuda saved Slothy, and Street Gawd felt like we got involved in his business, which truthfully, we were just doing the right thing. We were saving a kidnapped Slot. Like, we weren't involving ourselves in any business.
He's lucky
we were just trying to
PETA
do
wasn't
what's right.
called.
Yeah, he's lucky we didn't get law enforcement involved. Like, no. But Street Gawd decided to then attack Kuda afterwards. And at this time, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can either let this guy be a-hole to everyone, or I can stand up for my friends. So obviously, I'm going to stand up for my friends. And Street Gawd decides to run out the ring. Next month, I'm planning a match. All of a sudden, I wake up. I feel like I got stabbed. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not even like dramatizing it. It feels like I got stabbed. And I drive to school, and I will remember sitting in gym class, and then like an hour goes by, and I walk up to my teacher, and I'm like, I have to go to the nurse. I literally just walk out, go to the car, drive home, and I'm like, Dad, I have to go to the hospital. Like, I literally told him I had, because I knew something was wrong. Like, in my head, it wasn't just like a stomach pain. Like, it was like something was wrong. I was throwing up. Like, I don't want to get too graphic, but like I was literally throwing up stomach acid. Like, it got to a point I was like,
no, I get it.
no, I can't. Like, I was like, yeah, I have to go. So went to the hospital, found out I had to get my appendix removed, and it like completely broke me, because I had the whole month of the whole month of March booked out. So like I had shows every single weekend. I was trying to get back into practice more because I was slacking, and like once I started going up, the appendix just shot everything right down. So I was going through it for a bit, but we were able to kind of find leeway with it, because in February, I just ran out. Street Gawd left the ring. I didn't do much with my core, so I was still technically injured, but we were fine. March, I got hit with a hammer and crumbled, which kind of scared me in the moment because I was technically not cleared yet. but we were able to work around to where the match itself, I got cleared 1 week before it. Perfectly 1 week before, doctors were like, okay, you can start minor things. I started running the ropes. Literally, I was in my head and I was scared, but I knew that I was okay. So I went into the match kind of iffy, but if you watch the match back, you can tell I'm doing good until I get hit in the stomach. And then once I get hit in the stomach, that's when you can see whole match turn one side. And honestly, I was scared in the moment because Street Gawd was literally holding a hammer to my head about to kill me. But then Mr. Kinkado decided himself, my saving luchador,
International superstar.
The international superstar. So just having Kinkado come out and the whole audience react to that, and just that moment in itself, like, it just helped me realize so much that I would always be so hard on myself over so much things, when these little moments are what get over. like Kinkado coming out, and I think he hit his belly on Street Gawd or something. And like literally everyone fought, like it's the little things, and just having Kinkado come out and save me, it was really nice. I got the win over Street Gawd, so that's even better. So that hopefully is a pin in that story. I can now sit back and fully heal to where I'm 100% and I can come back better and better than ever. So Street Gawd story. Hopefully that's it. I'm praying. I'm hoping he's not still mad about Slothy.
He's usually always mad about something. It just
No.
seems like he's always mad about something anyway. Rachie said, thank you for signing her jersey, by the way. And,
Oh yeah, 100%.
I saw that. And,
Yeah, always got to be helpful.
let's see.
Thank you for support.
It's crying at chapter 4 because I wouldn't see anyone until December. Oh, they're talking about Street Gawd. We can't say that because that puts Street Gawd over. We're not here to do that, guys.
No.
Just so you know.
No.
I can't read it. Can't post you guys.
Yeah. Well, they said boo Street Gawd when we were talking about him, and then Rachie comes in. Well, he's such a nice guy. Like, oh, I know, but boo. I'm just like, no, we're not putting him over. Stop it.
He's nice sometimes. Most of the time, he's a jerk.
You're all right, guys. I'm just giving you crap. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I think something with the HOC, obviously, we're at a standstill until we can get you back to you're cleared, you're 100%, the nagging injuries get taken care of, and you're ready to rock and roll. I do want to take some time to talk about the establishment because you have been on the rise over there over the last 9-10 months, and we're in line for a shot at Elias AK-47 Roman, and even at chapter 4, at the end of the day, story is that Elias fired you because he's the executive champion or anti-executive champion. What they did not know.
I want to clarify. Elias fired me before I had any shot at the title. Everyone else had a shot and then got fired. I just want to clarify. I got fired
100%. And here's where we outsmarted them, because while you're fired from the establishment, we're fired from CCP Podcasting Events, and there was a time, and it presented itself, and man, did you not lay a shellacking on that dude? That had to be like super gratifying. Let's chat about this whole situation with you and Elias, because I feel like it is eventually going to come to a head over at the establishment at some point, and I'm on your side. And to be perfectly fair, and I mean this 100%, and I will do it for free. If and when you get in the ring with Elias, if you need an extra pair of eyes in the back of your head in your corner on that match, I will more than happy be there for you, and I'll be more than happy to watch your back. And if I need to call some friends of mine to handle a life situation, if they want to stick their nose in the business, you just let me know, because I have several on speed dial that would love to come down here and introduce themselves. We have your back on this, and I'm not kidding you. We have not talked about this. We have not discussed it. I'm telling you, if you need some backup, you just need to let me know, and we'll handle that and make sure this is a level playing field. Chat me up about this Elias problem.
The Elias problem. Honestly, it starts so much farther back than you would even realize, because with Elias, it's weird because I had a lot of opportunities at the title at establishment, and I will openly admit that I had shots and I fumbled at times, but my last 2 shots at this executive championship, I distinctively remember Elias weaseling his way into the match and costing me, and then Elias literally attacking me to get an opportunity at the title. So the way that I see it, if Elias didn't weasel his way into the match, I would be executive champion. I would have that title, but Elias costed it for me in itself. Found a way to get himself an own title match, and then he beat Mikey Spandex. And the moment he beat Mikey, I will never forget me, Jay Silver, and Spandex in the middle of the ring, just all defeated. Because we knew with that belt, you get power. Like, when it comes to the establishment, if you're holding the championship, you are in charge. You make the rules. You are the one who controls everything. So knowing that Elias had the power, we were not ready for what was going to start. If you see now, it's literally called the Elias Roman Show. He has the whole company wrapped around his finger. He has the commentators literally on his side. Like, Elias has done everything to ruin that company. And while he's doing that, I'm literally on a shelf and not able to do anything. And once I finally get cleared, I finally start fighting back. I get fired and I get injured again. So Elias, honestly, he is probably the luckiest person in professional wrestling because every single time he wins, I lose. And it gets to a point, but at the same time, I want him to enjoy it. I want him to enjoy his power because I know either Raylan's gonna win that contest of life and he's gonna take it, or I'm gonna come back and take that title my damn self. But I know for a fact Elias will not have that belt for much longer. So if you're seeing this, Elias, I want you to enjoy your power. I want you to hold that belt tight. I want you to remember every single day that you've held it, because you're not gonna have it for much longer. Just know that.
I love those fighting words.
I do too. Over in chat, Wilson Dyer.
I might not be clear, but I'm still energetic.
No, listen. They don't control me. You know what I'm saying? When I was on comms, and I say was in the past tense, I didn't hold back. If it was bullshit, I said it was bullshit. And at the end of the day, I think that whoever takes the championship off of Elias, and I mean this in all honesty and all fairness to everyone involved, there's only one right thing to do. They'll restore the power to the owner of the company, and then that way none of this can ever happen again, and you don't have to worry about it. At least at that point, the owner can make the decisions that he needs to make or feels like he needs to make. Now, I do know that there is a fight of brewing with you and Elias whenever you get released to come back, whenever that is. And I'm 100%. I will be there if you want me there, and I will be in your corner, and I will be an extra pair of eyes. And you have plenty of friends too. But I also know that life has a lot of friends. So my offer stands. And I would love for Elias or company to tell me no. And I would love for them to say, no, you can't watch me. If you're going in, bro, I have got to do my part and make sure it's a level fucking playing field. 100%, I've got to do my part. Where's Mo?
Once we're off the live stream, me and you gotta make some calls.
I'm just telling you, because I'm sick of it.
I'm
sick of it. I'm tired of it.
I'm sick of watching it.
I'm over it. I think that there needs to be a major change here. And what really gets my goose about all of it is the fact that a lot of you guys that are under contract or are working with the establishment, it's almost like you are powerless. You can't really say anything. You can't really do anything because this individual has your fate in his hand. He can determine what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. And that's why I say, I don't work for the guy. The most you can do is throw me out of the building. Okay. There's plenty of other people that I can call. You're going to be throwing a lot of folks out, and I guarantee you that there are going to be some licks that'll be had. But it won't. No. I'm just over it. I'm over it. I'm over all of it. I think I just think that you guys need to restore order. It's well overdue. It's well overdue.
100%. No, I understand that a lot, and I like that idea 100%.
Goth, let me come around to you. What you got?
Well, I'm just thinking the whole thing that's going down in the establishment. It's interesting to see that Mr. Elias is, I believe, one of those individuals who are in the battle royal. So maybe a Baraka could do something. Maybe somebody else could do something against him. You never know. So just, I would say, sit back and enjoy and do what you have to do.
I'm tired of sitting back because I'm not enjoying it. I think that it's garbage. And I think the fact that the guys at the establishment, because they can't do anything, like that's just it. Like you have to, the other piece of that is they can't physically. If they say something out of line, you're fired. Okay, some of these guys are using this to put food on the table, and I understand that. I know, but that's where we come into play. I'm not relying on the establishment to put food on my table. And I will go out and I will use throw me out of your building. I don't think that's going to work out well. Like it's not like we don't have 1 million+ watching our shit every month. Would you like for that clip to go out? You know what I mean? Like, we can make this work for us, guys. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
we have
Well,
your
Yeah.
backs. Don't
it's
feel
a
like you're by
benefit that
yourself.
Saturday is not a establishment show. It's a CCP podcasting show with One Division Pro.
It's not even
That's a
that,
motivation.
but I'm talking about like just in general. I just don't,
I
man.
know.
They could take this. We can elicit some real change here in the realm of the establishment. We can make some things happen. I think that at the end of the day, you owe Elias an ass whipping, and I know it's going to be coming, and I will be
Yeah.
grateful to see it and thankful that it finally happens because, like I said, you laid a whooping on him and this was at our event. You caught him slipping, and that doesn't happen often. And they even went so far as to call us out on their one of their last shows at the first Lethal Lottery. You may have been fired from CCP. Well, motherfucker, don't you mention my name. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't you try and get some clout off of us, TJ. But at the end of the day, it's going to be great when it goes down, and it's going to be fantastic to see. What obviously we talked a lot about everything from the HOC to kind of what we're doing, and I knocked my camera, and I'll fix it in a minute. But with the injury, do you have a timeline on maybe when you're going to be able to return? Is this just a to be determined as you progress with your healing process?
Yeah. From doctors specifically, I don't have like a time frame, honestly, because I was given a time frame and the time frame's already passed and I'm not 100% yet. So what the doctors told me was not where we're at, but I will say I am more than 50%. Like I'm not 100, but I am more than 50%. So by summer, you will see me in a ring again. I can guarantee my life on that. Like you will see me in a pro wrestling ring. I just life happens. Y'all have to check
Yeah,
on your health, make sure that you're okay no matter what, because there can be things that you don't even know that's wrong and get checked up and boom, you need a surgery. Like honestly. So just make sure all of you get your health checked. Health is number one important. Wrestling, what even if it's not wrestling, your job, everything will always be there. Just health is number one. Make sure you get your health sorted out because that's what I needed.
well, at the end of
And
the
that's why
day,
I'm saying.
here's the thing too, and you're still so young, right? Like 17, you're turning
Yeah.
18 real soon. So it's not to. There's absolutely no silver lining in dealing with any kind of injury, but on the backside of that, where I'm trying to find a little bit of positive, just a little bit, I would much rather it happen now than happen when you're
Mhm.
I mean, you're making the climb, you're on the comeuppance, but to be up here when something like that
Yeah.
happens is a lot more difficult. It's a lot harder to deal with, and it's a lot more difficult to deal with versus right when we're about right here. So it's not too late for there to be some, okay, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this when you come back. And at the end of the day, you found stuff, you're getting healed up, and you're going to be 100%. And when you come back, you're going to come back bigger and better than ever. And then I say the future is now because all bets are going to be off when you get back into the swing of things. It's going to be fantastic to see. Now, with Goth, let me come around to you, sir. I kind of feel like I've been dominating this whole conversation, and I want to make sure you've got a little bit of time here, and then I'm going to ask a couple more questions.
It's okay. There was one thing that I wanted to go back to the HOC because with the whole sloth thing, one of the things that I really enjoyed from that whole thing that brought him out to the ring during that match was him doing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, nah.
That was great, but it's it's not really in a question I want to ask, but it's something that I just noticed that throughout the time that we have been watching HOC and now also with the old chapter pro shows that we have done with you were part of, and now with the establishment, I see that there's constantly an involvement in your evolution in your game. There's always then you have matches with Mo. Then you have a match with Baracco, the Street Gawd. I can see with every single match that you're making progress, and that's something that I really enjoy, especially with your young age. it's still okay to make mistakes at your age because you're learning and you're growing. And I just want to say, I hope to see you back real soon, and I hope to see you one day wear that establishment title, so that
What about this one? Would you
sadly,
like to see more of this one?
I'd like to wear all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to wear all of them.
HOC title. I would love to see you wearing that one. And I just want to say I'm looking forward to see what you're going to do next. And maybe one day when we're going international, we can hang out and see what's going on with then. So
100%. No, I
Listen.
appreciate all the nice words, and I promise I will hold that title one day. I know without a doubt.
Destin is like legit one of the most checked in guys at a live show. Just so here's a day from what I've seen, a day of CCP Podcasting Live Events. When I say call times at 3:30, I usually get there between 2:30 and 2:45, and he's already there. And then as soon as the doors go open for when Charlie gets there to open the building, he's got his bag in the locker room and he's in the ring. And he's doing something. Or if he's got a promo, he's pacing back and forth, going over his promo. There has been many a times where I've been standing outside and I've been on the phone, or I've been looking at something and I see him walking past me and he's talking, and I think he's talking to me, and I'm like, huh? And he's like, oh, no, I'm going over something. And he's just back and forth. He's legit one of the most checked in guys at a show. And that is a big piece of what I kind of admire about him too. And we've had a really good opportunity over the last year to get to know each other for real at, with live events and coming to the HOC and always showing our support. And it doesn't fall on deaf ears. Like, I hear all the thanks that comes our way from you guys, and I'm just not good at taking compliments. And it's happened many a times where I just have to tell you guys, like, no, don't thank me for anything, because we don't have it without you guys, and you guys have already done your part. Your part was hooking the audience, and the audience is our audience. So we can help, we're going to help. That's just the name of the game. That's how we're going to operate, and that's how we're going to do things. With 2026, and you're going to be sidelined for a hot minute, when you get back into the ring, what are some of the things that you're going to look to accomplish with what time we're going to have left in 2026?
It's funny because you mentioned it earlier, but I had the goal of in January, like I mentally had the goal, and I still have it now. I want to be in the legacy match. The legacy match in December, I want to be in that main event. I don't know how the path is going to be anymore. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know I will be in that main event, because the first ever legacy event itself, I wrestled Mikey Spandex in a 2 out of 3 falls.
Mm-hmm.
I won that match. Second one, I wrestled Casey Rocker, falls count anywhere. I win that match. If I can go undefeated and end up in the legacy and still, like, that right there, that's just, to me, I feel like that would be a perfect wrap up to the end of the year. Like, I start the year off with injuries, and then I end the year finally holding the title that I've wanted for the past 3 years. Like, that in itself, I feel like that would be a perfect way to wrap up the year. But when it comes to establishment, kicking Elias's ass. that would be how I wrap up the year 100%. But I think that would be how I want to finish it. But now the legacy, yeah, the legacy main event and whooping Elias. Those are my 2 eyesights right now. But hopefully, I'm hoping by summer I'll get back in the ring, and I'm confident if by summer I can get back in the ring, I will be able to show enough skill to where I'll show my spot in the legacy match. Like, I'm confident. I just need to get cleared.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
I have
this.
the confidence. I just don't have.
I'm gonna tell you this. I just need for you to get cleared, because when you do, I have got an opponent for you that's going to come out to one of our live events. I'm just not going to book him until, but it's a guy named Kid Destino out of Southern California. He is young. Mm-hmm. He is early 20s at that. He's fresh out of Santino Brothers and is already crushing it on the scene over there. Mm-hmm. He stepped in at our chapter 3, worked with J2, and it's either going to be you and him 1 versus 1, or you and him as a tag. I'm going to let JB determine that, because JB was like, all that off air. He was like, we have got to do something with Destin and Destino. It just makes too much sense. And I'm like,
Destin and Destino, honestly, yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I literally chatted with Destino 3 or 4 days ago on Beyond the Bell, and I brought it up to him too. I was like, just so you know, like there's this kid down here named Destin, and you probably want to go ahead and start looking, because at some point we're going to put you guys crossing paths, because that is a battle of the future, a future of the West Coast versus the future of the East Coast. Let's fucking go. Let's go.
Let's go.
And
Yeah,
your
that's
styles
beautiful.
are so similar. And his chaining ability is, don't even get me started. Don't get me started. This is why I love what I do, guys. This is why I love what I do, because some of these matches that I even put together, I'm not going to lie, I'm putting them together because I legitimately I want to see them, but I also know that with the ingredients that are being put together, like, it's a no-brainer. Like, we're gonna entertain.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, that's it. It's about bringing great wrestling to people who want to see great wrestling. It's about introducing you guys to our affiliates and people who watch our channels, because we know it just takes the right person at the right time, at the right place. That's all it takes, and it can change some shit. And it's already done it, and it's doing it now. And we're making something work, and we're doing something right. Here's my last question for you, and we'll start wrapping things up. I want to say this, or ask you this. I asked you the first time you were here, and I got that list of opponents, and I would imagine, because it was last year at some point when we chatted, and if it was before we were doing them live, it's probably been 9-10 months. So the list may have changed. Who are some opponents out there now that, you know, once we're back up and you're back up and running and you're looking to get back into the ring and make some shit happen, who are some people that you're looking to work with?
Honestly, I want to say, like, I'm gonna add more names too, but every single member of the new era, I want to fight one-on-one. Like, every single member of that faction, I want to fight one-on-one at some point. Like, I don't know when it will happen, but each of them, I want a singles match. Like, even both.
Bring back up.
yes, I 100% bring back up. Like, I want each of them, I want to have a singles match with, just because, like, Danny, Gage, Hunter, like Aaron, like any of those people, I know, just they have learned so much in the short time that they've been at the Hawk that, like, we'll cook together some masterpiece. But, like, aside from the Hawk, some people that I haven't worked in singles that I always wanted to work, I'll say Jake St. Patrick. That one I really want to, because I know after every match, Jake is literally such the best person. Like, he'll walk up to me, and keep in mind, this is the coach of a school. He will walk up to me and be like, hey, do you have any critiques for me? And, like, he'll even ask me shit of, like, did you notice anything specific? Like, just the way that Jake thinks about matches, I want to wrestle him so bad. Like, honestly, like, I want to have a singles match with Jake. That's going to happen within a doubt. I want to wrestle Bobby Chrono again, because I feel like Bobby Chrono, that was one of my funnest matches yet, just, like, throwing stuff together. So, like, getting in there with Chrono is so much fun. I'd love to wrestle him again.
Chrono's literally the only guy I know that can take out the lights at the establishment. They're just about on every dive. That's
when he did the dive on me.
I love Bobby Chrono. I've had nothing but positive conversations with that guy, and he is just a funny dude, just a funny guy to be around.
Yeah. And honestly, I've wrestled him multiple times, but I'm going to say his name again just because of the fact that he's a counselor at the school that I go to, and I'm just graduating this year. So now it's like, I'm no longer a student. I want to wrestle Mikey Spandex again. I will always throw Mikey Spandex on the list, but now that, like, I'm graduated, and it's like, now it's no longer like student and counselor. It's like no wrestler versus wrestler. Like, I don't know why that story. Like, I just want to wrestle Spandex again. That one. That's how I'll end off the list.
Okay.
Freshly grad, right?
Yep. First, I had my last day of school May 8th, and I walked the stage May 18th. So
that's
for free.
Yes.
Free.
I had to do the math. Yep, the 18th is right around the corner.
Yeah, I think it's next Monday. Pretty sure.
All right, so
I don't have a calendar.
What kind of crazy deal can I expect when you accept your diploma?
I promise you, the only reason I'm not doing anything crazy on the stage is because I don't want the diploma taken away. But, like,
wait, so they take them away now?
If you do something like crazy, yeah, they can take it away. Like,
Really?
I've heard of stories of like people. I've heard of stories of people who have like done like a backflip on stage and they didn't get their diploma because of it, and like other like little stupid things like that. Like I don't want to risk it. So, on the
What
stage,
is wrong with people? Oh,
I don't know.
I
might.
Oh, man.
I might get my little brother to try and start a Destin chant. When they call my name, try and start a little Destin chant.
Dude,
But
I stunned one of my best friends when we were walking across the stage. Like he ran up on the stage right after the game, and I dropped him with a stunner. This was in like 2000. Like I got into wrestling when I was a senior in high school, and that's how we graduated. I dropped him with a stunner and grabbed the diploma and just walked off the stage. Like they take them away from you guys now.
That's I have heard of people getting it taken away. I don't know 100%, but that's what I've heard of.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna do anything. Obviously,
I'm so glad I'm in my 40s.
Afterwards, once I do have the diploma, you will see me graduate. I mean, you will see me travel everywhere, though. I can promise that. Like I will, because the problem. Let me rephrase that. Not problem. With the beginning of my career, I have been in public school the entire time. So like travel has been an issue for me because attendance is like an actual thing. I can get credit denial for it. And like I need to actually attend my classes so I understand what I'm doing. So like traveling has always been a problem. But now that I'm free, it's like I can go anywhere. Like, once I hit 18, I'm good. And that's in August. So once August 10th hits, I'm clear to travel anywhere.
Okay. Well,
it's like
begs the question then. So 18 is around the corner in August. Where are some companies that are trying to like give me some doors that you're trying to knock on?
Reality of wrestling. That is in 100%. One day in my life, I will wrestle for Reality of Wrestling. I will say that pure confidence. I have been there to like, because Reese Maddox wrestles there, and like I'm obviously very close with Reese. So like I've traveled to shows with him before, and just like the environment that's there, the production level that's there, the like skill that everyone has. Reality is on my list, and it's like at the very top, honestly. So Reality popped in my head immediately. I want to wrestle for CCW, a really big company in Florida that I haven't had the chance to wrestle with, but I know people who have, and I know people into. So CCW is a big name that, since they're more south than where I live, I'll be able to travel more. I'm trying to think, honestly, because Reality was the main one, but now I feel like I'm like hitting a curveball. MCW, Maryland Championship Wrestling, that's where Kekoa used to wrestle a lot. I know I want to wrestle there too. Honestly, those are like the main three that popped in my head off rip, but I know like after this, I'm going to start thinking of more, and then I'll just randomly text you a company. More will pop in my head, but...
Well, I think we've got some friends up in Maryland too that are at MCW. I think Gia Scott came out of MCW, and so did Miles Hawkins. Several other, I would love to see some of this. And yeah, you can send me companies all day, every day. You know me, man.
Yeah,
say, hey, here we go. But no, I think Reality is going to be a realistic opportunity for you, especially as now you're able to get out there and start travel, and you can really start doing some things. And you know me, man, when as we get closer, because there's a lot of time in my eyes between now and then, obviously let me know, and we'll start putting some feelers out and doing what we can do to help that process along the way. Goth, you got anything else? You got any other questions that you want to ask, my man? You got anything going on?
Just going into the whole question that you with promotions. Are you also interested to just go internationally? I mean, there's so many great promotions all over the world. It's crazy. It seems like every month we find out some new company from a country we have never been to before. So it's crazy. So, what countries are you interested to see, to go to and wrestle for?
Well, I feel like every wrestler says this is like a generic, but obviously Japan. Japan's like number one on the list. I want to go wrestle in Japan, like at least for a year or two, just to like get the feel of it and like get the experience that comes from overseas. So like Japan is up there on the list for sure. I want to do a UK tour, because I remember Kekoa was talking about a UK tour and just like stories that he was telling over that, and I was like, this sounds perfect. Like this sounds like something I want to do. And like just watching like British wrestling and like the strong style of it, plus like the chaining aspect of it. Like I feel like I would learn a lot from UK. So like going there too, 100%. But honestly, I want to travel the world. I want to go everywhere. Like anywhere that has a ring with 4 corners, 3 ropes, and a mat, I'm gonna be there. So anywhere that I can be, hey, I'm there.
What sucks about that is Japan. So Japan's literally the only place that we have no ties to whatsoever. And at this point in time, and what we've been able to build so far, I can now officially say I blame Logan Paul for that. So I don't think they want us Americans getting involved in their product anymore. Thanks, Logan. But at the end of the day, I do think there's a lot of realistic possibilities. There's a lot that there's a big upside, man. And you already know this. And I'm not telling you anything that I haven't told you privately or told you, like, just in general. There's a lot here, and you are so young, and just to be able to be in on the ground floor, it's so gratifying for us because we know where you're gonna get to. Reality of wrestling is where I was going back to that, like riding in the car with Reese now or getting over there. Now you have the opportunity, even if it's shooting out there by yourself, if you want to shoot out that way or doing some stuff that you want to do. And Texas, we know a lot of people too, so reality's out there. Caius, you've been on the same card with him. He has a company in Texas. Again, that's why we book our shows. We book our shows so that we can put people in rooms with people who have companies and will bring you out if you guys impress them. And they're legitimate guys and legitimate companies and people that I can vouch for, right? Because that's real big too. Like I can't vouch for everybody, but I'll vouch for the good brothers out there that are doing their part for you guys over anything else. And take advantage of it. You already have, and you already are. It's gonna a lot of things that are gonna happen for you as soon as we get you back in the ring, or you get yourself back in the ring and get checked out and get cleared out. What do you want to say to the people before we get ready to sign things off? Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I want to just remind everyone that sometimes life will throw things your way. Like it's going to happen, whether it's sooner or later. Things will go wrong, and that's just a part of life. For like literally my injury, it has done a lot to my injury has set me down a lot, but at the same time, it's lifted me up. Because for a couple months, I've been just hard on myself at the fact of how I was slacking at wrestling and I wasn't really making the right progression I felt I should have. But then I realized once I was sitting in my bed for like a couple weeks, this is what I needed. This is what is going to lock me in. Sitting and not being able to get in ring is going to make me want to get in ring even more. So I posted it on my Instagram, and I know not everyone watching follows my Instagram, so I'll restate it. But I feel that you can find positives in any situation as long as you change your perspective on it. There is always going to be a positive light. It's just sometimes you might have to go search for it. But I want to just remind everyone that even if things feel tough or things feel like they're going wrong, there will be light. You just have to trust it, trust the process, and know everything will come through.
Well, also too, it opens up other doors too. Like I told you, and I'll tell you again in case you forgot. Like while you can't get in the ring right now, doesn't mean you can't be seen. You can come in do a show with us any point. You can do a watch party with us. We stream all the fucking time. You tell me when you're available, and I'll throw we'll throw it out there. You can come and chat and hang out, and it's a whole nother audience. It's a whole nother area. I do that to everybody that I know. If I know they're going to be down and out for a minute, but you still want to do something, you still want to be involved in wrestling, and you want to see what we do, yeah, come and do a show. Come and do a couple, because you'll see that it's so gratifying. The biggest piece, again, of what we do outside of not only necessarily on the live events, but just with our watch parties and our spotlight shows and everything else, is it's introducing us to new people that we haven't seen before, or some that we have, but new matches that we haven't. But it's the audience. The audience is seeing people that they haven't seen before. And when we get those messages in the chat, like, oh my God, that was great. I need to watch this. We're going to go watch more of this. Winning. That's what it is right there. So there's opportunities out there. So if you want to jump on one of our streams, in the real world, you say things don't, when you don't ever know what'll happen, when it'll happen. Here's a story that nobody knows for real. And then we'll get out of here. When real life hits you and you say that you've got two options, you can either find the silver lining, or you can go down the rabbit hole of of remorse and regret or whatever that looks like for you. 2 days prior to chapter 4, I lost my job. I went into chapter 4 unemployed, and I'm still unemployed technically. Yeah, I could have allowed that to really, really affect me, and I've chosen not to.
Mhm.
And now what people don't know is, tomorrow, I'm really big about manifestation. I am I'm on the last interview phase for a much better opportunity. It's the final interview of this process, and if that goes the way I think it's going to go, I would imagine that I'll have an offer in my inbox no later than Thursday, making more money in the real world than I was making in the prior job. And I think a good piece of that is because of my outlook on it. And even now, here's again, and I'm just throwing this out here because it's real, and this is what people don't see. Going into chapter 5 this weekend, the money that I put into this is down to my last penny. Ask me if I care. I don't.
Yep.
I don't. Because I know that something is going to shake, and I know that something is going to work out. I know that there are things that are happening. I have fail safes in place. I've got other things that are taken care of. So I'm good at the end of the day. But it's all about the mentality. I could have really let that affected me, and I didn't. I could have really gotten negative about it, and I didn't. Instead, I picked myself up and I fucking let's go. This is life.
Yep.
Life isn't always fair, but you can't let it beat you. And that's really the moral of the story, is you cannot let situations defeat you. You have the options. You have the choices. I always say, and I'm not the most religious man, but I always say that we are not put in positions that we cannot control or we can't deal with. It's going to make us stronger on the backside, regardless of what that situation is. It could be injuries. It could be loss of jobs. It could be loss of loved ones. It could be whatever. You are not to be defeated by it, because then whatever that situation is, it wins. And at the end of the day, we're all strong, and we can all build ourselves up, and we can all come back from any and everything and any obstacle that is put in front of us. Do not mean to go on a TED Talk with you guys, but this is real. And, what you said resonated with me. It hit me. And, it's just one of those situations that you have to stay positive. Goth has situations that he goes through every day that nobody will ever know about and nobody will ever hear about. But I'm there. I know about them. And it's all about perseverance and mentality. I haven't had to talk him off ledges much, but I have. But also on the same token, he's talked me off of ledges as well. That's being there. Guys, you have outlets. You have friends. You have loved ones. Utilize them. Don't be afraid to talk. And if they're not there for you, I'm a DM away. It may go in the hidden file, but I'll check that every day too. We're here for all of you guys, because if you're on our platform, you're part of our family. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Do apologize for that, guys.
Yep.
Goth, what would you like to say? You got anything to say before we close it out?
I just want to say thank you, Destin, for coming back to our platform, for this wonderful conversation. And to all of the people who are so graciously being in the chat throughout the entire conversation, thank you also for being here, whether it's live on X, Twitch, or YouTube. Or when you watch this back on replay on YouTube, thank you also. And I hope you enjoyed it.
What about you, sir? You got anything else to say, Destin, before we close it out?
No, I just want to thank you all for letting me on the platform, and thank everybody for watching. I mean, I always appreciate all the support, and I appreciate what y'all do for pro wrestlers. Seriously, like, it means the world to all of us. So thank you all.
Nah, man, I don't take compliments well. We already covered that. The easiest way that you can show your support is by sharing, and subscribing. It's been on the screen the entire show. If you're out there and you are not following Destin, you probably should do so over on Instagram. Destin.pw is where you can find him. Hit the follow button. Yes, the alien. I forgot to bring up the alien with the merch shirt. And you know what else? You know what else I forgot to mention is we were talking about merch and you're talking about shirts. You had a color change. You went from blue to yellow, and I love the yellow, by the way.
Yeah, I wanted to get gold too, because I always like the color gold. So
the gold, gold. That's what it is.
Yeah, I got. Ooh, all right. Sneak peek because I didn't show everyone, and I did. Well, no, I did the one match with Street Gawd. So yes, I did show everyone. GC kind of undid now. Oh,
New gear.
gold Destin merch.
Yes, sir. It matches the merch. I love the new merch, and I meant to bring that up earlier, man. It looks great. It's fantastic. You're going to be able to catch him when he gets back in the ring, guys, and make sure, again, that you're following Destin.pw over on Instagram. Goth is at CCP_podcasting_goth. If you're overseas and you're checking us out and you're looking to jump on a podcast, I strongly encourage you to hit up Goth directly. My DMs get blown up every day and stuff gets lost in the sauce. So in order to streamline things, please, guys, reach out to him, and he will definitely get in touch with me if you're left on red for a minute. If you're not following us at CCP Podcasting over on Instagram, I don't know why not. We have our fingers on the pulse of indie wrestling all over the world. We are live every day bringing you some form of content, from a watch party to a spotlight to even conversations like Beyond the Bell. And we could not do it without each and every one of you. If you want to show some love and support and grab a t-shirt, you can grab that over at ccppodcasting.com under the store section, as well as tickets to all of our live events. If you want to sponsor a talent or you want to sponsor a show, it's all right there. All the information is there for you, and I will reach out to you as soon as you make a purchase. That's what we do here. We're personal. You get an email from me, and then you can tell me what you think, and I'm right there at your disposal. For my guest today, Destin, for our co-host, the Gimmicky Goth, who is up really late. It's 3 a.m. He must be lonely. I am Chris Page, and we will see you next time.